No? All right. And good evening. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. It's a joy to be here with you all. And I'm happy to be back with Arthur from Ease Your Mind and Marina from Heart Center Tarot. And send a few loving, what's the word? Healing energies to Marina, because she got the cold thing going on. So yes, we want her feeling much better. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Christine, doing okay, low energy. Oh my God, that's
a number.
Yeah, that's the day, isn't it? It's low energy day. Yeah. Oh my Lord.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna ask you some questions, and this is the beginning of what we hope will be a regular show. Not every week, but maybe every other week, whatever, however we can work it out. And it will be on my channel and Marina's, and eventually, when Arthur gets himself squared away.
I just started membership, so that means I have to start learning how to use StreamYard.
Yes, sir.
Good for you, Art. All right, so Arthur will have to do some. Yeah.
Yes, then we'll come over to my house and have potluck.
That's right. Well, good luck. That's congratulations. So all three of us have membership. We have great members. Yeah.
Oh my God! I see one of my favorite spirit guides is actually in the room.
Is that
Captain
right?
Morgan, my favorite spirit guide.
Oh, isn't he wonderful?
Yes, he sent me some healing energy just a little while ago.
No,
he's a great guy. He was on the last show I was on at 3:00 today. So great. So we're calling it. I called it letting spirit drive. And actually, I really love working with Arthur because he's the man with lots of experience in showbiz. So he said spiritual synergy. And that's perfect.
Or letting spirit drive you crazy, or letting spirit drive me crazy. You know,
Did they tap on your shoulder, Arthur, when you're at the store? Do they ever bother you?
No, they bitch slap me.
They bitch slap you. Oh, look at the old roundhouse punch. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
The things I would like to do to Margie Taylor Greene, my tragic girlfriend.
Yes.
We all would like to do that. Yeah.
She's not doing so well, is she?
No, she really isn't.
Mentally, physically, or whatever.
Yeah, all of the above.
Definitely.
All of the above.
Yeah. So, you have great humor. That's why we like having him here. Just for that.
I'll dress up as a good humor man next time.
Nice.
There you go. So let's say hi to Bora Bora Janet. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Cindy Lou. Captain Morgan, as mentioned. Blue Eyes. Carolyn and Peter Booker. Margot B. And Christine Fryer. Apologies. And then we have Lisa Ann. And we have Laura Hammond Davis. And Kimberly Canoe. And Jenny Berlin. And Debbie Gesseman. And Amy Warrior Princess. How are you?
Hey,
good to see you. Good to see you, Amy. Cece and Marby and Rossi and Imelda and Heather's here from Soul Alchemy. And we have Willow Love. Oh, good girl. You went to the gym. You're better than me. Delphi Ross is here. A light worker's here. Yeah. So welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here early with us tonight. We're kind of going to just riff into different topics, but I think Arthur's idea was really good. What does letting spirit drive mean to you? So if you want to put your comments, we'll put, I'll grab your questions if you have some, Willow. We'll get to them, I'm sure, at some point. Yeah. Hi, Cheryl.
And across the smorgasbord of life. It doesn't have to be.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're going to ask about what does spirit have to tell me, please be specific on what topic, or else I'll just say spirit says you're fat.
Yeah.
Well, he can't say that. I just lost 10 pounds, so you better not say that to me.
Don't ever say that. This is my new thing. Never say lose weight. Because you lose your sunglasses, you lose your car, you lose your luggage, you're going to find it.
Money?
Yeah. So you want to really, I'm working on a new guided meditation called Slim and Shine that I'm kind of behind on.
Yeah.
But when we say lose weight, language is so important, people.
Oh, it is.
And so it's like release, get rid of, shed, drop, whatever.
A person I used to hang out with for a long time, I had to tell her every single time, her favorite expression was, "It's to die for." And finally I said to her, "Do you really want to die?" And she said, "Well, no, I don't want to die. I mean, eventually, but," and I said, "Then don't say everything's to die for," because yes, they're listening.
That's like the lady that goes to the funeral parlor, looks at her friend and goes, "Oh my God, she looks so great. I died for that. I died to look like that."
Really?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. But she forgets that they've got all kinds of makeup and everything in there,
Well,
right?
when people say, "I hate my life. I hate my life." Well, guess what?
Guess what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to give you a life that you hate because you have to be right.
Yes.
Yep.
That's right. That's
You are the world's greatest manifester.
You
Each
are
and
a
every one of
magician.
you.
Mhm.
So yeah, you manifest what you say out loud.
But the thing is, half of our lives we've spent using the programs that we're given when we're downloaded as children.
Yes.
And so we basically, I heard this the other day, we've basically been hypnotized to believe this is all we can do.
Yeah.
That's very true.
We have to unhypnotize ourselves and
I agree with you, Arthur.
go forward and realize what is what. And just because it's good for one person doesn't mean it's good for another.
Yeah.
Well, it's also the idea of lack and limitation. We think, well, in order for me to be rich, in order for me to do well, then everybody else has to suffer.
Yes.
So, and I don't want to do that to anybody else. But
No,
that's not true.
There's
enough for
plenty
everyone.
to go around.
Yeah.
It's abundant.
It is abundant. You're
Hey,
absolutely
Book,
right.
nice to see you.
Book, I hope you can see better. She was at the optometrist or something when and she was at the doctor.
Ooh.
So
last time I was at the ophthalmologist, he said, he's asking me, "Now, do you see halos when you drive at night?" I'm like, "I thought those were angels." He goes, "No, you have a cataract." I still think they're angels.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
And you know what? I just want to add something to what Arthur said about if you do have a question, be specific. And I'm very quickly going to tell you a little story about someone very recently who asked a question, and they were somewhat specific, but not really specific. And so they got an answer from me that they didn't like. And they took offense to that.
Oh.
And were very upset over what I said. And then they were explaining, well, what I wanted to know was, and I thought, that's not what you asked. So,
wording is important.
Wording is important. Yeah. So make sure that ask the question that you want answered, not the question that you think we're going to answer. Right.
There you go. I love that. So my husband.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
That's okay.
One of my favorite stories is I was doing this radio show, and this woman calls up and says, "So you're a psychic?" I'm like, "No, I'm a veterinarian. That's why I'm here. What do you want?" So she says, "Well, let's see how good you are. What will I be thinking in 5 minutes?" So I looked over the engineer and I looked over the host and like, "Oh my God, what's you going to say?" And I said, "I can answer that and it'll be 100% accurate." "Really? Let's see how good you are. What will I be thinking in 5 minutes? Why did he hang up on me?"
That's a good one. I love that. That's perfect. That's perfect. Yep, that's good. No, with my husband, he is a chiropractor and he wanted to have a home office. And he kept trying to manifest, "Oh, I want to work from home. I want to work and have home and work from home." And that's all he kept saying. And we couldn't get an office, but he ended up, we were managers of public storage and we had an apartment right in the building. So we worked from home.
Yes.
It was an office. Not specific enough, not good enough. Yeah.
Yes.
And boy, oh boy. Although at the
also
time,
remember when we manifest, it's what we want or better.
Right. That's right. Yep.
Or
This
better.
is something better. Yeah.
I had a client once that called, asked, and this was back in the 90s when everybody was driving like an emerald green car, and said, "Am I going to get a new car?" I said, "Yeah, you will," but I wouldn't go into specifics. So finally, it's like, "Please, please, 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 please." So, and he kept on calling me. So I said, "Fine, it's going to be German, it's going to be green, but just let it happen." So 3 weeks later, he calls and says, "Well, it happened." I said, "What?" He says, "Well, I saw this Volkswagen Jetta on sale and it's emerald green. I bought it." I'm like, "Okay, fine." He said, "You don't sound too excited." I said, "Well, you made it happen. Congratulations." 3 weeks later, he called again, screaming, "Why didn't you tell me?" His cousin called and said, "My wife and I are pregnant. Do you want to take over the payments on the BMW? It's green."
Yep. Well, or as my brother used to say, you know, if you're asking for a BMW or a Mercedes and in the driveway there's a different car, are you going to say, "No, thank you, take it back, I don't want that"? That isn't what I asked for. Yeah.
Well,
So,
if it's Corniche or Maserati, I'll take it.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm not picky.
Oh, Captain Morgan said he was just looking at cars and there were so many green ones.
There you go.
All right. So I want to get your hit on this. Very dear friend of mine wrote me and said that they have been saying yesterday what today's news would be to their husband. And so now she tells me there's going to be some kind of an announcement about Putin tomorrow. And she doesn't know exactly what it is, but she can feel it. And she thinks it has something to do with the military. Any thoughts? Because we're getting validations a lot, and I just wonder what you think about it.
Yeah.
Ahead,
I had when I did the week ahead for my members, and I put it out last night, and one of the several of the cards that came out, I did say there's going to be news coming out. There's something that is coming out, and we're going to be told a story about what happened and whatnot. So I said what the cards said. And I wasn't exactly 100% sure, but you know what? I've learned to trust, to just say it and don't. Yeah.
Right. No judgment.
So yeah, this coming in is confirmation. Yes, I think that we are going to hear something, and if it is military, I'm thinking something in Russia blows up.
Maybe like Chernobyl.
No, we don't want that.
No, I know we don't want it. No,
because at that power plant, there's the nuclear plant in the Ukraine that the Russians took over. So
right.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Zaporizhzhia? Is that what you're talking? Is that the name of it? Something like that. So what do you think? Any thoughts, Arthur?
I keep on getting two things. First of all, we may hear something, and we have to remind ourselves, where is it coming from?
Yeah. Okay.
You know, because I feel we may hear one thing tomorrow, but 3 days later we hear what the truth is. Because there's always three sides to every story: their side, their side, and the truth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just like there was with this Smirnoff guy. Everybody, we got the smoking gun here, blah, blah, blah. BS. Total BS.
Yeah, after he shot himself in the head. But or foot. But no, the thing is also I've been saying this for some time now, that I don't see Putin around after the 1st of April.
I thought he was already gone. I mean, I thought this was the fake Putin that we've been seeing, but okay.
I don't know.
I
don't know if he's. My favorite line is, I hope they take him on his train, and I love the Murder on the Orient Express, one of my favorite movies. But I don't really feel he's going to be around, whether he's incapacitated or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't feel him being around, and when that happens, then everything in Ukraine crumbles for Russia, for the Russian, I'm going to say government, but it's the soldiers get to go home.
And the mothers are bullshit right now. They're ready for those young men to go home. Yeah. Because then they're, well, and I did hear today or yesterday, I guess, and I'm sure you heard it, that Ukraine, I'm sorry, they bartered a deal where Navalny was going to be let go along with the New York Times reporter and the Marine.
Mm-hmm.
And then they decided to kill him and changed everything. So that's a good way of looking at the story out there that says one thing but doesn't work out that way. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, means something else. And and I did tell my folks that there's it's a storytelling where first you hear a story and then keep your ears open, wonder where it's coming from, and then I got the tall tale after that, like someone saying, okay.
It's the telephone. Remember the telephone game when we were kids? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah. So
That's why I'm saying we may hear something tomorrow, but consider the source.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Especially if it's coming from Tucker Carlson. Entertainment purposes only. And then give it about 3 days is what I'm doing.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
All right.
And remember, right now, a lot of people out there in the news, in the ether, whatever, want you to be scared. They want you to see them as being the only savior that's around. The only hope that you have is in that one person. That's not true. It's always ask yourself, who's giving me the information? Why are they sharing it with me? And what's the motivation for sharing it with me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then drill it down. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
absolutely.
There's only 6 companies that own all the news media, so they need profits.
Yeah.
Did you hear though that Warren Buffett's son went over and gave Zelensky like $50 million or I don't remember. It was a lot of money.
Really?
Did you hear about that? Yeah. As a private citizen, he went over to Ukraine and gave him X amount of money.
God bless him.
Yeah.
No, you won't hear that reported everywhere.
No, you don't hear that.
No.
Yeah. But of course, Warren Buffett's worth like, I don't know, $10 trillion or some crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
And,
a lot.
It doesn't matter. But the fact they gave.
Absolutely. Yes. It's like when Sean Penn went over there and did his expose, and he's always in the beginning. Sean used to be such a crazy guy, but he was a kid, and now he really has the best intentions. Yeah, he definitely is. Yeah. I have a question for you that I find fascinating. Because we can't see the dark side of the moon, we can't really zoom in on it. We don't really, we hear things about it, but we can't see it. Now we've had I guess it was was it a private spaceship land on the moon? And
you mean just recently with
this weekend?
Yeah, it was a private American company.
I think so. I think it was private. It wasn't NASA. So yeah.
No, and apparently it landed on its side.
It did land on its side. Yeah, it did. But I'm wondering if it landed on its side or if it was put on its side, because some information came out a number of years ago that Buzz Aldrin said that when they got there, there were UFOs waiting for them to tell them to turn off all the cameras and stuff. And that there's actually, now I don't buy into conspiracy and all this stuff, but it's just an interesting discussion that there's supposed to be like 250,000 or people living there. And there were structures, I think, on Mars that people said they saw. Do you think they're also on the moon, living on the moon?
That reminds me of that Nazis on the moon. Remember the Nazis all go to space and live on the moon? No. I don't know. I'm going to say I don't know. Spaceships, ETs, yes. But they also said when they were on the dark side, they did hear music or some type of sounds that our ears would equate to music, but it was frequencies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
who knows?
Did they go to the? I didn't know they went to the dark side.
Well, yeah, they had when he was circling. Yeah.
Oh, circling the moon.
Moon.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Interesting.
All right. Very, especially funny because, you know, the man in the moon and the moon is made of cheese. And there's always all these cow jumped over the moon.
Yeah. But
Somebody
don't
should.
forget H.G. Wells' first men in
H.G.
the moon.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic movie to watch, really.
Oh, yeah.
It really is. Yeah.
Ray Hazen, what's the name? Ray Hasenhouse, the guy that does all the special effects, stop animation, like Kraken and all that. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I know.
I think we do have I think that there are UFOs or, well, yeah, UFOs, aliens, whatever you want to call them, that are on the different planets, and they are protecting those planets, right? They're and really when you think about it, they're watching what we're doing,
right?
And they're seeing what we're doing down here, and they're saying, no, you're not going to go here and F it up here. You've got your own thing to worry about. So yeah, I do think that they're there, and we're not supposed to know what is there. Not yet. We're not.
Right.
We're still at that sort of monkey with the stick mentality.
Well,
right.
It kind of goes back to one of my favorite movies, when the day the Earth stood still. Because they came down to warn us, if you don't stop with the nuclear appellation, all that other stuff, you know, you're not going to be around.
Not going to be around. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that, Captain Morgan. I wonder if they sell slushies at the stop and go station.
At the stop and go. Yeah. Yeah.
At the Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah. But no, book was mentioning how, you know, the people are always trying to get you to look at what they've done, and I'm seeing that here on YouTube as well. One of these guys that is not the Young Turks, but somebody else, he always has these headlines that make you want to watch what he says, but he never ever says what he says.
Oh, and he has clips of other shows and everything. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So it's clickbait.
Like clickbait.
Yeah, it's clickbait, just to get you to go there. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. And there's lots of them out there too that are, you know, you get the headline, and then when you're actually listening to it, it's a half hour of repeating the headline.
Right.
Just changing a few words, but repeating the headline. And here we go. We've got, you know, this tape or that tape, repeating the headline. It's
right. Yeah. It's lame, but he's got a lot of Christos Avialos. Or
yes.
That's what it is. Yeah.
God bless him. He's in the basement.
Yeah. Definitely. Wow. So
we've had a lot of people join us. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for being here. Absolutely. And I do have some of your questions that we will get to, I promise. We just kind of want to go riff along, let spirit drive, take us where we need to go, and fly by the seat of our pants.
Can I interrupt real quick? There's a question here from Delphi Ross. Arthur, can you help with a meditation to open the third eye?
Okay.
The last one I did was Awaken Your Intuition. And it's all about opening your third eye, where you see it as like a lotus flower. And as each petal opens up, it's your intuition's coming open. And sometimes we don't believe in our intuition, it closes down. So that's what it's all about. And also, if you close your eyes and roll your eyes up, you'll start to see your third eye. You start seeing a white light.
I know you said that. Your eyes don't get stuck there, right, Arthur?
No, you just roll. And then all of a sudden you start seeing an image there. And that's like manifesting into your third eye. And it's all basically through the pineal gland anyway. So
right. Wonderful. All right.
So I
yes,
I
you'll
just saw
have to go
that
watch
before we
that,
lost it. I just wanted to let that person know.
No, that's fine. And everybody, if you don't know Arthur, which I'm sure you all do, but he has these wonderful meditations on his channel, Ease Your Mind, and the information's below. We are also simulcasting on his channel and Marina's channel. So we have a good group of folks here, and we really appreciate all of those who came in a little bit later after we said our hellos. We wouldn't be here without you. And by the way, Arthur has new memberships going on his channel, and Marina and I both have memberships on our channel. So we thank you all very much. All right. So all right, let's look at this. This is interesting. Jenny says, yes, she had a vision of an angel yesterday. Absolutely beautiful. Only saw the back. He was walking away. I found out today my doctor died. Was it him? He was a dear. Oh, my heart.
Yes.
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 Full body chills.
Yes. Yes.
Full body chills.
He was going home.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm going home.
Wanted to make sure you knew. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got the chills too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Jenny, that's wonderful. And he allowed you to see that.
Just say a prayer for him.
Yeah.
He's already in, he went fast. He went the other side very fast.
Very fast.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's amazing. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was like from the top of my head down to my toes.
Yeah.
And out about a foot in every direction.
And it's not because she doesn't feel good. It's really not.
No, it's that was certainly validation. Yeah. Yeah.
So look at Dawn's got a bird sitting on a chicken, it looks like. Or it's like one of those chicken cookie jars, you know.
Oh, nice.
I've been asking my guides to help me open my third eye. I'm feeling blocked. Will this ever happen? Oh, well, Arthur just did give you a great tip, but what do you think?
Trying too hard.
Uh-huh.
It's like trying to remember the name of that song and you can't. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So, but I try listening to the meditation I just mentioned, Awaken Intuition. Mm-hmm. But if you're trying too hard, it's not going to happen. It's like, remember years ago, you'd go to the mall and everybody would be looking at a picture and it's like of dolphins. And then if you look at it long enough, it's supposed to turn into Abraham Lincoln or something.
Yes.
So yes. Kind of like that, you know.
Uh-huh. You have to go with it. It's the same with reading auras, isn't it, Arthur? Because it's like you have to double vision your eye in order to be able to see around an aura on someone. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. That's amazing. And yes, don't try too hard. That's the hardest part. That's the hardest part. Yeah. Book wants to know, what is the name of the video on the third eye, if you know what it is.
It's not a book. It's a guided meditation.
No, book Bewitched wants to know. Oh, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Oh, what's the name of that bit? It's called Awaken Intuition.
Okay.
And I'll put a link to it in my about page for you too.
Excellent. Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
I have an interesting posting that I saw the other day, and it really, I know this, and I know you know this, but the way this person put it made so much more sense. I wish I could explain it, but it says, a regular citizen of our country is running our legislative branch and using our judicial branch and Russia to rig an election. And I knew the back part, but my feeling is that have we ever had anybody that was just a regular citizen and they still call him president? Have we ever had anybody that had so much seeming power over others?
It's control, not power.
Okay. Okay.
And it goes back to leaders of a cult.
Yes. And so reminiscent of others about 100 years ago or less. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, hope they don't like have some Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I get it. We'll
And,
remember the old Kool-Aid ad with the pitcher. We'll look at
Yes.
it that way instead. Yeah.
yeah. And don't forget, not every one of us has something in our life that we are not particularly proud of. Everybody does. Some of us have, had those little things that are private that we can keep to ourselves. Others have had lessons that deal with the same thing, but they're a little more public. So what a lot of people are doing right now is they are trying to pretend that there is nothing that they have ever done that they would have to stand up for and say, you know what? Yeah, that was my bad. I screwed up. And that is the power of the person saying, well, wouldn't want this to get out, would we? And it's that fear thing where how much better would you feel about yourself if you said, yeah, okay, I did that. Absolutely.
Yep.
I did that. I'm sorry. This is what I've learned from it. And boom, all of a sudden the power of the person saying, well, we wouldn't want this to get out is gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. So
Yep.
yeah, there's a lot of folks that are in government right now that have done things that they're not particularly proud of. And you know what? I think most of us recognize that, right? That's the way that it is. I will have more respect for you if you come out with the truth and say, yes, this is what it is.
Yeah, because
that
we all
I
make
can work
mistakes.
with.
Yeah.
Exactly.
However, I thank my lucky stars there was no social media when I was growing up.
Oh my gosh.
That is wonderful. And that's actually what Ness wants to ask about, which I think is a great topic, Ness. She has noticed Gen Z grew up in a very noisy world. Social media, music, their interior design tastes, and fashion reflect the noise. Are we evolving as a species to handle more noise or stimulus, or is there long-term damage with this?
Yeah, but remember everybody like Glenn Miller when they heard the Beatles thought it was,
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Satan.
Yeah. There's always that generation that says we didn't do that. Yeah. There is always that, no matter what it is. But you're right. Somebody else is bringing up Next Benedict, the transgendered person who was, I guess, beaten to death in Colorado, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we have one step from what was the young man that was killed in Colorado?
Matthew Shepard.
At Matthew Shepard. We're just seeing it all over again in a different generation. This time because of not homosexuality, but transgender. And same story, different channel. That's all. Yeah.
Yes.
Same hate, different group.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
We really honestly have to get away from looking at things in terms of us and them.
Right.
And them being anyone who is not exactly like us. And even those that are exactly like us, there's a few that I'm not sure about. Right?
I get it. Yeah. I get it.
And then when you go by religion, everybody has their own belief system. You can't force someone else's belief system on you.
Yeah.
Because what some people are calling Christianity is so far removed from what I was taught in Catholic school.
Oh,
exactly.
Absolutely. I'd rather have I actually rather have the strict Catholic than this crazy nationalism stuff because it's just crazy. Yeah.
Right. Well, again, the nationalism is us versus them.
Right.
And we don't want them in our lives. We don't want. It's like that. You heard about the couple with 10 children that moved.
Oh, the Canadians who moved to
Russia.
Yeah, because of LGBT, they were complaining there were gay flags everywhere. Well, as soon as they got there, all the bank accounts were frozen. They can't speak the language. It's not, and he's a farmer. He just wants to farm on land. And it's not. It's like Erwin Bombeck said. the grass is always greener over the
It
septic
is.
tank.
Yeah, over the
Yes.
septic tank. You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Um,
instead of fearing LGBT,
mhm. Mhm.
you know, love thy neighbors, thy love thyself.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I
Well,
mean, all right, if I'm a straight person, what is it about someone from the LGBTQ or the transgender or whatever community that would scare me so much? They're not knocking
good
on my
question.
door early Sunday morning saying, listen, we're having a meeting later on. We'd like you to attend.
I mean, that's what
Right.
Jehovah's Witness does.
Yeah, exactly. So what, no skin off my nose. It's you
Mhm.
live your life in a way
Live your
that
life.
makes you
That's
happy.
right.
Yeah,
Yep.
well,
And,
Wanda Sykes said it best. She goes, if you're against gay marriage, don't marry a gay person.
I know.
exactly.
That's very true.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is.
So that, yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't understand that.
You need to feel superior. That's all it is.
Yes, it
And
is.
a lot of it is they don't understand, or they've been taught to hate.
Mhm.
You know, like in what's the song in South Pacific where children are taught to hate. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
You've
it's
got to
just-
be taught
just
to
'cause you don't-
beg and steal. Yeah.
just because you don't understand something doesn't necessarily mean it's evil.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of like even when I mentioned the day the Earth stood still, when the spaceship lands, what's the first thing they do? They want to shoot the person because they don't know who it is.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not one of
And
us.
then you wonder why we can't, why we're kind of being kept away from the moon and that, because it's that monkey brain that wants to get out there and I'm going to kill you so that I don't want to hear what you have to say. I want to kill you so that I can dissect you and find out what you're all about. Oh, you were such a good person. I'm sorry that happened to you. Mind blowing.
Well,
it is well,
it makes
how
you
can
think
you
that
turn
Earth
against
is
your
like
children? I
the
don't
deep
get it.
South compared to the rest of the universe.
Yeah.
Or
I
the
know.
Jerry Springer show.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the odd thing is I heard well, I read this little bit. I don't know how much truth there is behind it, but it did kind of make me giggle. And that was that apparently they have done research and studies, and that there is the more male children that you have, the more there is a possibility that one of them is going to be homosexual. So I looked at this couple in Russia, and I counted the number of kids and I counted the number of boys and said, oh, things are not looking good for you.
It's like when Billie Jean King said, what happens if one of the Satan's kids are gay? You know, it's like, talk about sending out white light
and Carolyn's right. So many so against other sexuality is questioning their own. And we know that. Yeah, we know that. Isn't it the Republican Party when they have their meetings and everything? Wasn't that there were male escorts there? In the past. I don't know about right now.
Always. Past, present, and future. Believe me.
Okay. We'll always
you don't need to be a psychic to know that one.
Oh, very true. Very true. Yeah. Yeah.
It's human nature.
Yeah.
So can you pull a card on Z's consequences? Any hits if it's harmful, or will they adapt? You know, I have to say that Gen Z actually are rooting for our democracy more than most any other generation has been since 1968. So, I could pull a card, but
I get a lot of hope when you look at people like, is it Matthew Frost?
Matthew Frost
in
and
Florida,
the guy from Parkland, the kid.
Yes.
And then the two Jareds in Tennessee.
That's definitely. Yep. So yeah, we get a double-edged sword here. There's bad things, but there's good things. But isn't there always bad and good in everything?
Exactly.
They are leveling up. And I see that. They don't have the need for houses, it says, in general. You know, I'm being general. They don't care about that. They spend their money they're very careful the way they spend their money. And they're free. They're free. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got the Ten of Swords. They're more aware of the consequences of what happens around them. That they're saying no thanks. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and remember back in the day, I know one of the I heard someone comment about the one thing that all teenagers have in common is their desire to be different by dressing exactly alike. So, yeah.
That's kind of like the tattoo thing anybody can have a tattoo. I'm not against you if you have a tattoo, but it's always like, well, I'm an individual. I'm going to get a bunch of tattoos. Well, if you look, everybody's getting them. So that's really, I know the different kinds of, but that's not really being individual.
Well, being an individual is a group.
Yes.
Okay, I get it. Okay.
As a tribe. Identifying as a tribe, yeah. Because I remember as a kid, if somebody had a tattoo, my father said, "Oh, they probably did time in prison."
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you were either a prisoner or you were in the service.
Yes.
And you go get one. And women never had them. I mean,
no.
Unbelievable.
No.
But now we're showing our age, so we don't want to really go there. But
please.
So Captain Morgan had a friend that was Mormon. His parents kicked him out with a few friends. We drove him to pick him up and stayed with a friend in California till he said, good for you guys. That's, we make our family. The family we choose is the family that loves us, and we love them unconditionally. That's just wonderful. Yeah, no, you're right about the creative people. And again, my son got a second tattoo in like 10 years, and he puts it on Instagram and he goes, "Sorry, Mom." I thought it was funny. It's like, you're almost 40 years old,
I heard a great story about this. He's a Marine. He was adopted. And he told his father that he'd gotten a tattoo. And he was so upset about it. Finally saw his father, showed him the tattoo. Father started crying. It was the day he was adopted.
Oh,
there's a lot of meaning that people choose, that people choose things that are very important to them. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm that close-minded. It's just that the idea of it. Yeah.
There's always things. I think every generation comes up with something that, in our desire to be just a little different that we do. But then so many of us do it that it's not
like
so much
Pierce
original anymore. Yeah.
You just read my mind. It's like I'm 67. I'll be 67 next month. And it's like a friend said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I want to pierce my ears." They freaked out. I said, "No, I'll just go on with the magnet." So,
Oh, wow. Oh, Gen Alpha is a different generation. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
2010 is the cutoff of Gen Alpha. Okay. All right. Wow. I don't know. There's so many of them.
I'm the last of the boomers. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Well, 1964 was the last of the boomers.
Okay. Well, I'm 57. The year of the Chevy.
Okay, so you're in that. Yeah. And my brother was born in 46. That's when it started, and he's 9 years older than me, and then there's people 9 years the other way. So yeah. Yep.
So
all right.
I didn't realize, Arthur, that you're 1957 as well.
Yeah, you're the Chevy.
Me too. It was a good year.
That was the year my dad went into the TB hospital. And it was like every time someone looks at my astrology chart, they say, did your dad leave the house when in 1957? Because I was 2. And I said, yes, but not in the way you think, you know? So yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So Amy wonders, will she be able to find a loving long-term relationship with who will accept my gifts and my disability? Amy, if you accept your gifts and you accept your disability, you got to bet there's somebody else out there that will.
Yep.
As I always say, you're not going to be the lady with the dogs, the cats, the critters, and dead gerbils on the newspapers on an animal TV hoarder show.
Yep.
No, Amy's
Well,
wonderful.
that's good
We're
news.
talking about doing a show together. She's great.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes to that. I'm going to say it's going to be, you may meet in August on passing, but I feel they're not ready. But you meet. There's communication still. But when we get to November, that's when things start moving forward. It's a friendship
Amy.
that organically opens up into something deeper. And it's also, you meet organically, not through a dating site or
which is always nice. Yeah.
Or anything like that. Yeah. Like a friend of a friend of a friend. So that way they're already vetted.
Yeah.
In some way.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about, the Tinder disaster.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Captain Morgan, he said 57. And you're a Gemini, right?
Who?
Captain Morgan?
Arthur?
No, I'm an Aries.
Oh, Aries.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, she's an Aries.
Yes, Aries. Same as my
Mel.
sign. Yes.
Mel's the 22nd, I'm the 24th.
Yeah, 1957 and Aries. Yes, absolutely.
Aries.
Marby is also 67. Girls and boys. There you
go. Aries is a Libra rising, Capricorn moon.
No wonder why we like him, Libra rising.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Both of us
it's
are
like
Libra.
It was written in the stars.
Yes, Kathy Vargas, you're a boomer. You're a boomer between 1946 and 1964. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Willow looking, but a career opportunity is your way. And this interview went well.
Oh, did it? Okay.
But I wouldn't put your life on hold waiting for it. I feel you're still going to get it, but there may be something else you'll look and go, oh, this might even be better.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
I'm going to say by
that
May.
That might just be the thing that spurs her forward, you know?
So I say by May, it's not just a job, it's a career opportunity.
Yeah.
With growth. So I feel by May, you'll have that career opportunity figured out and be there.
There you go. There you go.
I don't know what you guys pick up.
You are a Gen X all the way. My daughter was 77, so same, and she graduated in the same. Oh, Anja, you're born in 1950. Well, we still love you.
Yeah, it's okay.
Carolyn's only 35, and she's not going to change her mind about that.
Well,
all right.
I still act like I'm 12. My bladder acts like it's 9. So hey.
Yeah. There you go.
I can give you a good tip, Arthur. My husband started sleeping on a grounding mat on the bed just yesterday, and he's sleeping through the night. Doesn't have to get up and pee anymore.
I have one.
Oh, you have one. All right.
Okay.
So it doesn't work for everybody. All right.
No, I'm just teasing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a joke. You know me. Come on.
Yeah, Carolyn, I totally get that. I can't tell you how many times in the past, because to me, age is a number. It doesn't mean anything. And I go with oh my gosh, his name is gone. Burns. George Burns.
George Burns,
who said someone interviewed him and asked about, he was still going to perform once, he was over 100 or whatever, and how he was going to do that. And he said, well, how old would you be if you didn't know how old you were?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And that made so much sense to me when I heard it, that I thought 25, it sticks with me. And and sometimes I have to go back and do the math. Oh,
I like being 40. I was happy being 40, but I don't want to be any younger than that. But
my favorite George Burns story is just writing in Bruce Valanche. He's hysterical. And he was talking about
He is funny.
And he was talking about he was hired to write for Pia Zador when she had her thing in Vegas because her husband bought her the casino and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And he said basically, you know, I did it for the money. Marvin Hamlish did it for the money, and you know, what's his name? The costume designer. He did it for the money. They all did it for the money. And George Burns, we're watching. He said we're watching Pia Zador on stage, and we're in the side curtain. Here's George Burns, 100 years old, and he says, "That's the worst thing I've seen in my entire life."
Is it true what he said about his wife? About his wife? He never brought her flowers. He never ever brought her any flowers. And one time he came home with a big bouquet of flowers, and she smacked him right across the face because he cheated on her, and she knew it right away. Yeah, yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Gracie Allen. Amazing. There's actually George Burns and Gracie Allen streets here by Cedars-Sinai Hospital.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Clarence, it's never too late.
And Captain Morgan, you'll be there as long as you want to be.
Yeah.
Okay. It may sound like a Chinese fortune cookie, but they're not giving me how many years. They're just saying you'll be there as long as you want to be. Not because you have to leave.
Correct.
You'll leave when
you'll leave whenever the time is organically right. Yeah. Well, that's great, Captain Morgan. Good luck in your new home.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. So this one is interesting to me. Debbie's been seeing dragon shapes in wood, in clouds, and in strange faces when I meditate. Are my guides being joined by more guides? Because do I cause that much trouble that they had to call in reinforcements?
Well, it's also the year of the dragon, so so it might also be a subliminal thing because I was saying dragon, 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 so you start seeing it.
Yes, yeah. Well, you know, you're talking about it so much that it brings that to you as well,
It's like when you buy a car, everybody has the same car you have.
Exactly.
Right. Or every woman you see is pregnant when you're pregnant. You should know that, Arthur. Yeah.
Yes.
I'll get my baby bump on. I feel it's also part of what is dragon. Debbie needs to ask herself, what does a dragon mean to her? And do some research, because it's us is one thing to tell you, but it's another for you to discover on your own.
True.
And then it resonates with you. But I do feel there's a meaning behind it, and it's not a bad thing.
Right.
Because dragons are, you know,
and they're very circular. They move in circles, and sometimes we need that. We need that maintaining that area. So. So I have everybody. I'm not everybody, but I have 1, 2, 3. I have about 6 people. When's a good time to buy a house? Will I be able to move this year? What's going on with all the movement? Are you being? Are you all feeling as though antsy?
Restless.
Restless? Yeah.
Well, there's a lot here. I would tell everybody to wait until after August 8th.
Okay.
Which is the eclipse.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I also feel the housing market is going to improve. And as we get into the third quarter of this year, third quarter. And 2025 is going to be, I feel, a good year to buy and sell.
You think the mortgage rates will go back down around 3 to 4%? Oh, you do? Okay. That's good news.
I mean, about 3, but close to it.
Close to it. My mother, I remember her telling me when I was writing mortgages at 11.5 adjustable rate in the 80s, and you know, people were really struggling. And she said no mortgage. Her first mortgage was like 3% back in the 60s. And she said, oh, it'll never be that again. Well, she would be rolling over because I got a 3% rate on this house in 2018. So I really do feel our economy is going to get stronger.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to be doing a lot better.
Well, I remember my dad buying CDs at 18% interest.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
You know, in the day. That would never happen now.
I know. No, I wrote CDs for 14, 15%. Yeah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So we just talked about next Benedict, but this is what I'm hearing from a lot of people. We don't want trash like that in our state. People are idiot, they're sick, they're crazy.
Who's sick and crazy?
I know.
Who's trash?
Senator Tom Woods is.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying is, depending on who.
Next Benedict was the transgendered child that was.
I understand that. No, what I'm trying to say is, it depends on whose side of the fence you're looking on.
Yeah.
They'll say next Benedict was trash, or we're saying Tom Woods is trash.
Tom Woods is.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Arthur,
Exactly.
why do you just know all this? You just very organically know. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I love it.
I don't see him moving forward in his career after this.
Is by the way, Ron, I'm sorry, Mr. DeForest, that you asked the question. Is he a state senator or is he a federal senator? I don't recognize the name, Tom Woods. So I'd just like to know. That's all.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
No. I'm reading the next question.
I know you are. No, I know you are. And I said, okay, yes. Yeah. Tell him he needs to do his work, but there are internships out there for him. Yeah. Yeah.
And they will find him.
They will find him.
They may be looking at one thing and something else will come to, like, knocking on the side door. And like that's where he'll go.
Yeah.
That's where he'll go.
And also he needs his confidence his confidence level has been low. He's been very down on himself. And things are going to improve around his life. He's finding himself. He's just, he's figuring where he's supposed to be. He's also a bit of a late bloomer. So just let him take his own pace.
That's the biggest thing I can say too for parents of children that are in college. I teach at the college level. You got to let them go. You got to let them do the work. It's hard. You want to steer them and all that stuff. But yeah, it's important. But yeah, I agree. I agree totally. So, the Purge and Pack thing worked out all right. Look at that. Look at that.
That's beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Like that validation. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Ron says that it's that Woods is a state senator. That's kind of what I thought. Yeah. Yep.
It's not going to be that long.
Wow.
In the last year, about 7 times at 2 a.m, I'm seeing symbols on the wall. Last night, I saw again with words. Why and what is it?
Was it red rum? Red rum? Red rum?
Red rum? Red rum?
Just kidding, Samantha.
Isn't
Write down what it is.
Light codes?
Write down what it is.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it's light codes, especially if it's numbers. But now you have words.
Or make sure you have a blackout curtain and it's not your neighbor.
Yeah, or the ghost in Mrs. Muir. Yeah, but no, I think it's you opening up, sweetheart. I really do. Yeah, yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And you're probably catching the kind of the remnants of a download. So yeah, if you're waking up, make sure that you have pen and paper. And as you're waking up, whatever you see, just write it down or draw it out.
Or sometimes if it's dark, you don't have a pen and paper. I've done this myself. Is I just grab my phone and record and talk.
Yeah. There you go. Yep. Yeah.
And
Sally, thanks for pointing this out. I know non-binary and transgender are different. And thank you. I didn't realize that they were non-binary.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be politically correct. Thank you.
Is it politically correct? Is it called being politically correct or publicly correct?
Yeah.
It's not pubically. I know that.
Oh, that was I went through that years ago.
Are you sure you didn't mean puberty, not pubically?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Barbara wonders, if the universe will rearrange itself to help me manifest home remodeling.
It's
That's a
already
different
there.
question,
You just have to
Barbara.
put it out there and get the right frequency.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that? If so, you will do it.
Yeah.
I think a
Don't
lot.
think that it's in the future. It's now.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
now.
No, I'm
Okay.
saying when you manifest, it's already
Right.
Your house
Yeah,
is
it isn't out there. It's at present. Correct.
because if you're praying for something in the future, you'll never get it.
Uh-huh.
It has to be, because the frequencies are here. I always equate manifestation to, like, there's a huge bank account with all of this, everything we want, all the abundance. We just have to get our frequency in line, which is basically the withdrawal slip.
That's right.
It's already
That's
there.
right.
And the house will be remodeled to your specifications, but actually better than what you think. So that's when you put it out there. It's just, my house has been remodeled beyond my wildest dreams.
Wildest dreams. That's right.
And don't forget to say thank you.
Thank
I'm
you to the
grateful.
universe.
I'm grateful
Let it go.
for my
And let it go.
remodeled home. Yeah.
Right.
And then let it go. Do not
Let it go.
attach any
Don't keep pulling it.
conditions to it. Yeah.
There's a little, I'm sorry, I just heard you breathing in to talk. There's a little book that was written in 1925. It's 26 pages long. It's called It Works, the famous little red book to help all your dreams come true. And it's about manifestation. And it's like I said, 26 pages, 99 cents on Kindle. And I would highly recommend looking at that.
Yeah.
It may seem a little antiquated because it's almost 100 years old, believe it or not.
Doesn't matter.
But
yeah, wisdom isn't antiquated.
It's just the main thing is when you're manifesting, you don't tell people about it.
Yeah.
It's like, I always say, it's like the girl that says, my boyfriend's away for 3 weeks. When he comes back, I'm going to drop 15 or 5 pounds. 5 pounds. 2 weeks later, she's out with her friends. The friends are going, it's just a piece of chocolate cake. You can have it. So it's just between you, universe, God, whatever.
It really is. Yeah, it really is. And let's just wind this up because we're a little over an hour.
Oh my God.
I know it went really fast, but I do want to say two people asked in the chat, will I manifest a loving relationship this year or soon or whatever? And my feeling is that once we learn to love ourselves and accept ourselves as being the most important person in the world, and that's not being selfish.
Yeah.
Then you allow for that loving relationship to come in and be present in your life. It's like a butterfly. It will just alight on your shoulders. But I'll let my colleagues here give what they think, anything else that they might think.
Yeah. Absolutely. Things happen when you give up on them. If you're searching for something, what is it that I'm trying to say? Okay. You don't look for someone to complete you. You complete yourself. And once you are complete and once you are happy in your current situation, that I am joyful, I'm happy, I'm abundant. That's when you attract the person who's on the same vibrational level as you are. If you're thinking all the time about, will I find, you're approaching every relationship with an agenda, right? Oh, I met this guy. Oh, I think he could be the one. Do you want to help me look for wedding gowns? Give it up. Give it up. Just be happy exactly where you are. And you'll see.
Yeah.
My suggestion, go to my YouTube channel. One of the very first videos I ever did was called How to Love Yourself. It's 1 minute long. And you do it for 21 days. Because if you don't love yourself, how can anyone else love you, as RuPaul would say?
Yeah.
That's right.
And
that's right.
I tell people is date yourself. Take yourself on a date. Come on. Buy yourself some flowers. And then once you start appreciating who you are and not your faults, but the positive things about yourself, then everybody else can see it.
Yes, absolutely.
And appreciate it.
Very definitely.
And there's also a guided meditation, Attracting Love, But first,
Mhm.
please look at the how to love yourself. It's an exercise called healing the inner child, and that's all it
Okay.
is. Healing yourself and moving forward.
Yeah. Embracing that. Well, we've been so conditioned over our lifetimes. You got to
Mhm.
find somebody. You got to be married. You got to have a baby. You got to. No, you don't got to do nothing. You don't.
Yeah.
But especially in our generation, it was much different than today.
Yeah.
And we're perfect just the way we are. And if somebody else comes along to compliment us and be
That's
with us,
that's
yeah.
exactly you don't want something to complete you. You're not going to complete somebody else,
Yeah.
or compete or complete. But when you
Right.
find the right person, you complement each other,
We
and
compliment
that's
each other.
what a true relationship is.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much, everybody, for being here tonight. We're going to try to do this a couple times a month. And we thank you all for being here and your questions. Tried to answer as many as possible. Thank you, Art. You're just fabulous. I'm so glad you're here. And Marina, of course, my dear sweet
Thanks
sister.
for the invite.
We're two Libra ladies balancing an Aries in the middle.
What could be better?
What could be better?
Why don't we hear the music from Benny Hill?
I was going to say it's only a flesh wound, but that's
Yeah.
from the others.
Oh, but it's wafer thin. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Love
everybody.
it.
Much love.
All
Thank
right.
you, moderators. Bye, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Night.